Hi everybody, welcome to www.GinaCooksPKU.com and welcome to my kitchen. It's a hot summer day and I decided to just make Anthony some panini sandwiches for lunch, and they're quick, they're easy, and they're fast. So I'm going to start this the second time. My first video got ruined by the dog barking, so I had already put my oil into a glass bowl. And you're only wanting to put enough for the panini, but if you have any extra, that's fine. Go ahead and we will save that in the refrigerator. Take your garlic cloves and put them through a press and squeeze that right into your bowl. And then if you have any fresh herbs, I went ahead and put in some fresh basil. You could go ahead and put in chives, cilantro, dill, any herbs you have in the yard or on hand is fine. This is going to make a great base for the sandwich, for the low protein bread, outside of it as a garlic bread or something like this. It'll be delicious. Okay, so I'm going to be using a Cuisinart griddler, and it's on the griddle side, and I'm going to just turn that on. I'm going to go ahead and just put a little bit of my oil and garlic onto the griddler. Get the vegetables that you have in the refrigerator. It doesn't matter which ones you use. It's just going to change this up a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and use some portobello mushrooms that I have on hand. Zucchini is terrific. You can go ahead and just slice that really thin. I like to use the outer layers, not so much the inner layers with the seeds. So you can see those are nice and thin. I'm going to go ahead and lay those into the oil. I'm going to go ahead and make sure this is set on at least 350. Put a little bit of oil on top. Now you could also use a spray oil if that's easier for you. You would just kind of spray it really fast. Once you have a little bit of oil on top, you're going to go ahead and season however you like. I'm just going to put a little bit of garlic salt or sea salt. You could put onion powder, whatever your choice is. Just going to put a little bit of fresh ground black pepper. Anthony really likes that. And this pepper, we got chipotle pepper. It's red chili. We got this from, let me see, it was in Albuquerque, New Mexico. But you could pick some of these up right in your local farmer's market. Any kind of pepper that you desire, put it in. I'm also going to put some of this into my oil mix. That will also flavor very nicely. Once you have flavored your vegetables, you're just going to close this up and let that work. Okay. Your bread, your panini bread, whatever bread you're using, low protein, you're just going to cut it in half. Okay. Now, the idea is to put whatever vegetables or seasonings on the panini, in the panini that you love. So, of course, I'm going to put a little bit more of my garlic herb mix on the inside. I'm going to go ahead and use low protein cheese. Now, the cheese really depends on your taste. You could use Daiya cheese, you could use Whitehall cheese. Cambric Foods offers a nice Swiss cheese. I just go to the dollar store and I pick up, it's called Sunny Acres Swiss slices, and it's 29 milligrams of fee per slice. So as long as you read the ingredients and they're pretty much close to your low protein cheese, you're fine. But again, you can use Daiya cheese. You can find that, I think, in Trader Joe's or Whole Foods. That's also a great option, okay? Once this is cooking, you will hear, you just want to make sure, open it up, you don't want it to overcook. You want a little bit of crunch and a little bit of texture to it, so just keep an eye on that. Once I have my cheese on the other side of the bread, I'm going to go ahead and use Hidden Valley Ranch Spicy, and it's spiced with mild chilies and selected herbs. Anything on this side, guys. You could use mayonnaise, you could use little mayonnaise and sour cream with dill in it, whatever you like, really. Ranch dressing, whatever your choice is, you just go ahead and put this on the other side. Okay. Now this side, we are going, oh, it's smelling delicious. Can everybody see that? Just going to let that keep cooking. On this side, I'm just going to, if you guys aren't familiar with Napa cabbage, it's great. It's also called Chinese cabbage. This is delicious. It's sweeter than lettuce, has a nice crunch to it, and it really does flavor up the sandwich wonderfully. So I'm just going to put a little bit. I've already pre-measured everything, so I'm just going to put a little bit on my sandwich. I also went into my garden and I'm growing some spinach leaves, so baby spinach leaves I'm going to put on here. Fresh peppers, guys, or even roasted peppers are delicious on this. I'm going to go ahead and put some tomato. The tomato I'm just going to dice up. I don't know if you could see. I'm just going to dice that up a little bit. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and put that on top of my cheese. And then I would like to add a little bit of salt. I love a lot of taste, guys, so you're going to notice I use a lot of seasonings. These should be pretty much almost done, which they are, so I'm just going to close that up a couple more minutes. The only other option, guys, is to add more vegetables, herbs, whatever you like. This is the time to add it. Now with the tomato, whenever you use tomato, always just put a little salt and pepper on it. It's going to bring out all the flavor from the tomato and enhance it. A lot of times you get tomatoes that are not right out of the garden. They don't have too much flavor. The salt and a little bit of black pepper is going to bring it right out. Okay, so you love it. The other thing you could do is cut up a little bit of cucumber, mix that in with the tomato, a little bit of sour cream and dill. Fantastic. Okay. So I'm just going to open this up. My vegetables look delicious. I'm going to go ahead and line my vegetables. I'm going to turn them over. They look beautiful on both sides. So I'm going to go ahead and line my sandwich. Now you'll see, guys, I made a little extra because I'm going to make myself the same sandwich that Anthony's having. I'm going to I ripped myself off. I only have one for myself. But I'm going to go ahead and put everything together. Just want to make sure my tomatoes don't fall out. The sandwich is looking beautiful. Okay, I'm going to put my sandwich back on the grill. And I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bit of flavoring on top. This is going to be beautiful. Wait till you see the sandwich. Just beautiful. The only other thing I'd like to add to the top, because Anthony loves it, is a little bit of parsley. He really does enjoy that. If you've seen me make homemade garlic bread, you will definitely see me add the parsley to the top. So I'm just going to add a little bit of parsley. Okay. And we're going to close this up. Crush it down so it's a nice, beautiful panini. Let that cook for a few minutes. and we'll be done. Okay, so just wait for a couple minutes. This is going to be fantastic. This is so delicious, guys. Even like a honey Dijon mustard or maybe a yogurt spread, delicious on the sandwich. So it's your sandwich. Use whatever dressings, whatever herbs, whatever vegetables you enjoy. I go with the season. I'll go to the grocery store and sometimes you'll see that they're going bad a little bit and they're less, you know, they sell them for less. Great time to grill your vegetables, okay, or make sauces with them or so forth. So keep an eye on for that. This is looking beautiful, guys. I don't know if you could see this. Couple more minutes and we're going to have a beautiful panini. How easy is this, right? It doesn't heat up the kitchen. It's quick and easy. Couple more minutes and we're done. Okay, so our panini is done. Take it off. Cut it in half. We're going to plate it. Cheese. And how delicious is this? Put a couple pickles, some chips, and we've got a beautiful panini. Bon appetit, guys. Remember, use whatever vegetable herbs you have. Enjoy.